Today's video, we'll be talking about the power of setting boundaries. Hey beautiful, my name is Bianca for those of you who don't know, and for those of you who do, welcome back. In this channel, you'll find content about self-love, faith-related topics, and how to become the best version of yourself. Alright, so this topic of setting boundaries may be a little bit weird to talk about because a lot of us are afraid to set boundaries to disappoint others or to be called selfish. But in reality, setting boundaries is very essential, especially for self-respect and limits. And also, it is an act of self-love, because when we set boundaries and we let other people know that it's not okay to treat us a certain way or to talk to us a certain way, we are protecting our own bodies, our own mental health, and our energy. In order for us to set boundaries, we need to know what boundaries are. Boundaries are a set of limits that we set for others to know how to treat us and what's acceptable and not. Boundaries are important to protect our emotional, our physical health, and our mental health. Like I said, boundaries can be emotional. This is letting other people know what is acceptable for our feelings. It can be physical, such as our personal space. And they can also be mental, meaning that we let them know what our beliefs are and what's important for us. Bottom line is that boundaries help to protect us. And that is why it's important to set these boundaries. Boundaries also are an act of self-love, because when we let others around us know how to treat us, we are loving ourselves. All right, so now that we know what boundaries are, we are able to now establish healthy limits, which are boundaries, for others to be able to treat us. In this first phase of setting boundaries, we need to ask ourselves, what is it that we can tolerate and what is it that we can completely say no to that and feel happy that we are able to say no? Because sometimes saying no is one of the hardest parts, especially when it deals with other people, because we don't want to hurt them. And that is why setting boundaries is important, because we don't want to hurt other people as well as we don't want them to hurt us. All right, now that we have that set as to what we are able to tolerate, now it is important to communicate that. This is very key. Being clear as to what it is that you are not going to tolerate and what is not okay in a relationship, whether it be at work, whether it be with your partner, whether it be with family members. This is very important. Having a clear conversation and communicating what your boundaries are is very important. All right, and step number 2 is to reinforce those boundaries if they have been forgotten by the other person. This means that sometimes, even though we voice out what our boundaries are, not a lot of people will keep them in mind or remember. So it's important that if we see that they're passing that limit or that boundary, we need to voice them. And another step of setting boundaries is also setting boundaries with yourself. If you're the type of person that talks down on yourself or that talks very negative about what you did or the decisions that you made in your life, this is a good time to set boundaries for yourself. It is not okay to talk down on yourself, especially because you're the person that needs to be there for your own self. You need to be your safe spot. So if you're not that safe place for yourself, this needs to change. Okay, so step number 4 is how to handle pushback. Not everyone is going to be happy with the boundaries that you have set. This will probably discourage you and will lead you to having people walk all over you. Don't let that happen, because remember, setting boundaries is an act of self-love. When this happens, you have to learn to understand that their behavior is not a reflection of you, it's a reflection of them, how they feel of themselves. So don't let this discourage you, but it is important for us to understand that not everybody's going to be happy with the boundaries that we set, and that is completely okay. We do not have to accept their behavior. So I want to invite you to write down some healthy boundaries that you want others to be able to do when it comes to your emotional and mental health, because setting boundaries is something very important that we must do. I hope that this video and this content has helped you in case you want to set your own boundaries. And also, please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like, and comment down below anything that you guys think that is also helpful when it comes to setting boundaries. Also, don't forget to follow me in my Instagram. I'll leave the link, or my username in the description box below. And I hope to see you guys in my next video.